You can currently see the state of the landscape. The grass is over a knee high. There's weeds and mimosa tree. But what I want to do right in here, I want to get all this out. I want to spray it. I want to kill all the weeds in here. I want to use pine straw, make it really nice and pretty. I'd like to pressure wash this. You can see the algae growing on top of the deck. Well, cut all the yard, put pine straw around the tree and around this. It looks like it's been done before, but we'll spray this, kill all the weeds around here, make it nice and uniformed. Pine straw around the flower bed, in the flower bed rather. Let's see, there was a window that needs to be repaired or replaced. Just checking down here. Privacy fence needs to be cleared off. All the wild trees butted up against it, because that's eventually gonna ruin that fence. The roof, it looks like it's got a good age on it. It needs to be inspected as well. However, 80% of my homes, I get them approved by their insurance company for full roof replacement, because I'm HAG certified, and if it does have sufficient storm damage, then I can get them certified for replacement at no cost to the customer. Let's see. Looking at the carport structure, I'm actually pretty satisfied with it. I do not recommend it being torn down. It's been lagged off right. It's been properly bolted together. There's a few places that it needs metal. This bottom needs to be screwed back in, and one more piece for this last section here. But you can see the growth right here and in here. Well, let's look at the backyard, because I know it's going to be a jungle out here. So let's get all this cut down, and that tree really needs to be done away with. And you see this deck right here. It needs to be torn down and replaced. And at the same time, there's a level of danger, because you are going to be working at the very least 8 to 10 feet off of the ground. So I'm estimating the materials alone for the deck at for it to be done right. The post cemented, lag bolted to the house. The materials alone is going to run us about $2,200. So get a good look at the deck. I don't want to walk off in this for fear of getting snake bit. But I want to find out if she wants us to do away with, you know, all the junk around the house as well, like these dog houses and stuff. I see the window now, the double pane window. You can see the roof. These wild trees, you see these wild trees that are growing? They need to be pruned back, because they're eventually, or cut down, because they're eventually going to start pushing against that privacy fence and tear it all to pieces. You see a piece of metal over there. You know, all down through here. It's just looks like a forest. But this place can be cleaned up and beautified, no question about it. It's going to take some elbow grease. It's going to take some time. The porch, you can see what kind of condition it's in. I mean, that's just me barely touching it. And there's definitely a safety hazard involved. Here's the window right here. All right. You know, and this is the kind of stuff that concern me too. You got some water damage right here in the soffit, you know, from the roof. The roof looks like it's at least 20 years old. But I don't know if you guys can see that soffit where it's rotting right there. Sure, the gutters need to be cleaned out. The gutters look like they're in good condition, but they need to be cleaned out. A lot of TLC needs to be done to this house. You know, it depends on what you want to do. Just taking a look at it. The soffit needs to be painted. The trim needs to be painted. The house really can use a good spraying. The house needs to be painted. But it's all, you know, prioritizing what you want to do. But the deck, strongly recommend tearing it down and replacing it. All the landscape needs to be done. That big tree needs to be cut down and hauled off. You see all these wild trees back here. I don't know if she's accustomed to this, but just check this tree out that's just growing wildly. And start and start butting it up against the house and the privacy fence. You know, the air conditioning system probably needs to be serviced as well. Not sure when the last time that was serviced. So a lot of TLC can go into this house, but there's no question in my mind, at a minimal investment, we can turn this place upside down and beautify it. And where she can get the most money out of it as far as rent is concerned. Now, she's going to have to invest in it to beautify it, but I think it will definitely, without question, pay off in the long run because she'll be able to get more rent out of it. You know, if you just put a band-aid on this place and roll with it, you might be able to get a little rent out of, but my recommendation is to go ahead and do what needs to be done. That way you can get the utmost price for rent. And I'm going to save you money by, it is my recommendation to keep this carport. I believe it adds value to the home. I believe it's structurally built perfectly fine. You see those vines up there that are just growing. That's kind of become a part of the house. Let's see, I'm going to walk on up through here. The yard's not big, but I would these are just wild trees right here. I would prune these back. I would actually just get rid of them. I would just get rid of them, unless there's something, you know, the trees that she wants to keep, and just prune them back really good. That may be what I would do, is just prune these things back really good, so you know they're not obstructing the entrance of a vehicle underneath the carport. Get all the vines off of the house. Clean up the flower bed. Spray poison that's not going to kill the flowers or the good bushes, but the main weeds. And use pine straw, and every 2 months come out here and spray it again, or maybe once every 6 weeks, and that'll just keep all the weeds died down. But no question in my mind, we can beautify this place. Minimum investment with maximum results. So I'm thinking off of the top of my head, as far as the deck is concerned, you're looking at about $2,200 to $2,500 in materials alone for the deck. So we're looking at the deck roughly being about $5,500, and the window running you about, I think we got a quote from Home Depot, double pane window like that, roughly about $368, and that's just the window itself. So, and the sheet of metal, 2 sheets of metal, getting off all the vines, the trees in the back, prune the trees here, get some pine straw out here, kill the weeds in the beds, put pine straw down around this tree and that tree that's got the pink flowers over it. Just make the place pretty and rentable so she gets the most money out of it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put we'll put a proposal together. Thanks very much.